Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the What the Football channel. This is the BH and Scrubber Show. On this channel, we love the Washington Commanders for some reason, and one of those reasons was last week's game. It looks like 2 in a row for us. Today, we're going to discuss that last game and some of the things that happened. And we're going to look forward to next week's game, too, and try and keep this ball rolling, trying to build on top of some great stuff that happened last week. And, of course, I got my very knowledgeable friend here, BH. Welcome, BH.
Thanks, Scrub. Yeah, man. Gosh, it was getting pretty dire show after show. We talked about it last week, seeing the same mistakes over and over again. And it's like, losses are terrible. But, when your team just seems like, gosh, week to week, they're still not getting it. That's rough. Well, now they're starting to get it. We had the big change at quarterback, and to be honest, it looked like a dumpster fire. And got to give Taylor Heineke so much credit.
Yeah.
That could just ruin someone. I mean, that pick six, and and you're going up against a real good football team, and he turned it around and got things going and led us to victory. Those 3 straight drives just put a dagger in them.
Yep.
And then the big story, I think, is the D, because we said it week in and week out. You can sense the D tightening up and getting better. And, when you got a defense like that, don't go out and do stupid things like pick sixes. But when you got a D like that, they got your back. They'll keep you in the game. And so, you can still stick with your game plan. You don't have to panic. People don't have to start doing crazy stuff. And they didn't. And the defense really did clamp them down, did a great job putting pressure on those guys. They couldn't run. They didn't run the ball.
No.
I mean, really, the Bears, except for back in the Bears game where Khalil Herbert bust out that, freak 75-yarder.
Yeah.
They haven't given up. I mean, they just aren't giving up any running. So that's, so anyway, that was really good. I was just really proud of them. 2 wins in a row. I was happy for the team. And that Taylor settled down. I'm kind of hoping now he got out there and that he can sort of bring that to the next game. Heck, man, he's got a ton of experience, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, last year he played. We talked about he knows the coaches, he knows everything. So, maybe, he just got that out of his system, and he knows how he can manage this offense, because he can truly manage it. So,
that first quarter was real rough for him. I mean, it was looking pretty crappy for a second there, and you're like, but he pulled it out. I mean, they're late in the second quarter. Second quarter looked pretty good, and then they busted out in the third quarter. I mean, he led some nice drives, like you said, and picking different targets. We used the running game a lot more, it seemed like to me. B-Rob got a bunch of runs. Antonio, the same bunch. He ripped off a couple good ones. I thought the running game was utilized more like we're supposed to be using it, which opened up the passing game, which looked really good too. So
really did. And you're right. And they did utilize both those guys, Robinson and they just, and I guess that's why you start having 10 and 13 play drives, because you're running the ball. You're grinding, and man, that's tough on that the other team's D, man. Just keep them out. Then it's great. It's tough on the other team's offense. They're just sitting on the sideline drinking Gatorade and just waiting and wondering and what's going to happen. So yeah, I think I think of the way, like you said, the way the running backs were utilized was great, and I would love to see more of that, man. Just thunder and lightning, man. Pound him with B-Rob, man. Let Antonio utilize him, because he's very dynamic. He can get on the outside and he catch passes, and Antonio will take it up the middle. He'll crush guys. He's not afraid to run hard. Yeah. So I say just more of that. Just keep hitting them, and then, like I said, opens up the passing game.
We get our tight ends in there. We're a little light on our tight ends, and you incorporate that part of the game, get Logan Thomas back, open that up a little bit more, get Jahan Dotson back, and now you've got a fully rounded offense where that running game will have a better effect with these guys when they get back. So
Yeah, and that'll help Taylor out so much. Yeah, and offense, I was, let's say take the first quarter out. I was happy with the way the O line played,
Yeah.
doing really good. The receivers, and we really got, like I said, got to tip our hat to our tight ends because Armani Rogers is a quarterback in college, dude. Dude, he still get this on on NFL.com on their fantasy website. He's still listed as a quarterback. I'm like, what the hell? Sometimes I just want to slap Goodell around and say, get down there and fix your fantasy website.
Yeah.
The most biggest mega $billion sports thing that ever existed in the world, more money than God.
Yeah.
And you just got stupid stuff like that. But Armani, he's cool. I bet you Armani just laughs at that because he just got out there. He did a lot of inline blocking. We talked about how's the blocking going to be. He's kind of a receiving guy. But he got his nose in there. He did a lot of inline blocking, and I think he caught 3 passes. And he just looks good when he's out there catching passes. He doesn't look like a guy that played quarterback in college. I'm very proud of him. He just did great. I guess Bates. I think they just kept Bates inside and he blocked because he didn't have a target.
No,
obviously he didn't have a catch, but he did not have, I don't think he had a target.
No.
And I think so. That was the name of the game. Just kept Bates inside, letting him block so he gets healthier. And unfortunately, Colt Turner put up I think, what do they call it? I was listening to Rico. He called it Taylor threw a hospital pass.
Yeah.
And you brought it up, man.
Yeah.
You brought it up, and he kind of did. So it was a concussion. I didn't know if he broke his arm because he came down so hard. But it's concussions. We might not have him. But anyway, the way it works is, and people always say it is, well, you just suit up who you got, and then they have to play. Too bad. And last week proved it. Bates stayed in. He was great inline blocking. He helped our O-line. He helped our running game. And Armani Rogers got out there and caught passes.
Yeah. I think Taylor, the legend of Taylor Heineke kind of thing. I think he has a way of sparking the guys. Why not rally around him? Like you said, he's been doing it for a long time. I think that was a good 25 to 30% of why they did better too. So the front line doing better, Heineke sparking them. The D line, the defense doing what they're supposed to be doing, carried, a good 50% of that weight. So, I thought they did really good.
Yeah, very impressed. And I think one thing we talked about, just going back, was letting Taylor run. Now, he broke off, I think, in the game last year. He had about 90 yards rushing. He didn't have much, and they didn't seem to design much for him.
I don't think he did anything. Did he?
I think he got a few, but that might have been just running for his life maybe at some point because we're kind of hoping that they might do that. Who knows? Maybe in the first quarter of the next game, do it and loosen them up a little. Let them get out there and run and crash. But, it works. So I'm not going to knock the game plan. But it's nice to know. He still has that. He's still good at it. So that'll be good. Now, coming back, right now, it's going to be kind of tough. It could be Armani Rogers and Bates again.
Yeah.
I don't think Cole Turner comes back from that concussion. Let's hope he does. So we'll see. Logan has had a limited practice again, boy. So that, who knows? That is, you almost can't count on Logan. You want him back. So anyway, the tight end situation could be very similar. Offensive line, Cosme had full practices.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder what's going to happen because Cornelius Lucas is kicking butt.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That'll be an interesting thing. They said I think if he was practicing at guard, it would have shown up somewhere. I think some beat reporter would have said, wow, hey, Cornelius Lucas attacked Sam Cosme is playing guard, but they just said he had full practice. So we'll see. Maybe tomorrow or Friday, we'll find out where they're aligning. Because Sadiq Charles does continue to struggle a bit. He's been just kind of average and sometimes a little below average in pass blocking. So it's kind of a good thing. You got these 2 good right tackles. Someone's going to have to move inside.
Yeah.
And I say leave Cornelius where he is because if he's doing that good, let Sam play inside.
Yeah.
If that's what they want to do. And then who else? I think Jahan Dotson. I'm not too I don't think he'll be coming back, but we'll see. Once again, it's kind of the same thing. Let's just see what happens. He's still working that hamstring. I'm not too worried about it. I think we'll have the same offense back, plus we'll have Sam Cosmi there. So I think that's going to be fine. I think that's enough from the offense to win this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, defensively, man, I think everyone stepped up. I have to tell you, I went back. I kind of got derailed the last couple of weeks with the move and my great granddaughter getting out here. And I did do my usual stuff because I usually pour over Pro Football Focus. I found another website that does rankings and stuff too. I'm going to start talking about them in a little bit, but I also like to go over where guys are playing and how many snaps get, snap counts. There's a couple good websites like that to see how many snap counts are guys getting. You can kind of get a feel for the game and where they're playing at. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, Cole Holcomb, who we both said before the Chicago game, that Cole and Jamin are incrementally getting better. Mm-hmm. We wish they would get better faster, but we just noticed every game it's like just a little bit. Well, Cole Holcomb, man, in 3 weeks, his Pro Football Focus score has just gone up. He cleaned up his coverage was good. His run stuff was kind of below, not bad. Well, he upped his run defense, and his coverage scores went up too. And he's playing almost 100% of the snaps.
Nice.
And that's a good way for your score to go down because you're out there. You can get gas. You're running around. You can miss one play. You can make one mistake, and here comes your Pro Football Focus score down. But he's playing almost every snap, and he really improved himself. And Jamin, still at about the same level in coverage. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't see him blowing it. I don't see a lot of blown plays. I'm not going to break down their methodology too much, but his run D is going up, up, up. So on the run side, mm-hmm. man, him and Cole are just getting in there. I mean, they are just kidding. We saw it, man. We saw Jamin a couple times behind the line of scrimmage, just blow guys up. Yeah. Like he's finally reading pre-snap reads. He's seeing, it's starting to click in his head. Yeah.
Game's slowing down for him.
Game's slowing down. He said it. So yeah, I was really happy for them. I'm happy with our DBs. Obviously our D-line doing really well.
I think that helps them do it as well. If your D-line is doing really good, that gives you the opportunity to watch what's going on and get better. So, and if our DBs, of course, we talked about, they can just cover that 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds. If they can just stay on their guys, let that O-line, let that D-line get in there. And they flustered Aaron Rodgers. He made some shitty passes. They were getting them. They didn't get no sacks, but they were on him enough that he couldn't make the passes that he wanted to make. And our DBs were all over them guys. So they broke up a lot of passes.
They did. There's a lot of breakups. Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers, I watched a video of a guy who said, ironically, Rodgers was kind of critical of the team. He went on a show to say, hey, guys who aren't cutting it, maybe just need to sit down. And then I watched a video, a guy did a breakdown showing passes that he missed. Like, hey, over here. And, and he's really good. I mean, let's face it. You like him or not, who cares? That guy's a hell of a quarterback. But he missed, like you said, he missed throws and he missed play. He missed passes. He missed guys. Yeah. And that could be, like you said, we didn't sack him, but man, every time I looked, it was like it was breaking down up front. Mm-hmm. And he could feel it. I think the coverage, yeah, like you said, there were guys, you saw a lot of guys coming around and boom, hitting that ball right as it was coming in. Saw Benjamin St. Juste do it. Wild Goose did it.
Yeah.
Wild Goose had a great breakup, and Wild Goose got he got a bad penalty. He got a pass interference penalty, and they showed it again. He was trailing his guy, and the problem when you're trailing a guy a lot of times and you come around with your right hand is you notice they hook him with the left around the waist. That's what they get called on. They kind of cheat, kind of pull that guy sideways. And he kept his left flap down. Perfect technique. Came around and slapped it, and man, they flagged him. I was so mad. But then late in the third quarter, he did the same thing again, and they didn't call it. And I said, well, good, man. The guy used good technique. Yeah. He came in there right at the time. I think, and Ben St. Juste is looking like a superstar. He really is doing great. So, I mean, he just seemed like he was always there to break things up.
Yep, he's the man. Loving him.
He is.
He broke
Yeah.
up that last final play in the game before that saved that touchdown. So
That saved the game for us.
saved the
Yeah.
whole game. So
Yeah, I think I didn't see anything horrible anywhere else. I'm trying to think. I know that Cam Curl did get beat on the touchdown from Aaron Jones. But he was right there. He didn't lose his man. I mean, that was his man. He took him and covered him. He was really right there. But Aaron Rodgers rolling left he threw just a dime, and Aaron Jones, to his credit, was not an easy catch, and he caught it. So I have no problems with that.
Yeah.
That's just going to happen. He got beat by a good play, but he wasn't out of position, and you know what I mean. He was where he was supposed to be. So yeah, I have no complaints, and I'm trying to think now. I think they're saying one more week for Chase, maybe the night, week 9. They're saying at this point, I don't care. If he gets here, he gets here. Right?
Yeah, maybe they're going to wait for him. What's week 9? What's it next week is what?
So this is 8. This is week 8. We're coming up to week 9's Minnesota.
Yeah. We may need him for Minnesota, and then the game after that is the Eagles. Definitely need him for that game. So
Yep. And like we were talking about, between F.A. Obata, James Smith Williams, he doesn't have to come in and play full time either.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Let him rotate in and keep everybody fresh. Yeah, and it keeps everyone fresh.
Yeah.
If you can kind of rotate guys in, so that'll be good. There was really the only other news is Danny Johnson finally out of the doghouse. They brought him up to the roster.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Tariq Castro Jones. I think he's doing a 4-week IR.
Yeah.
Not sure what the injury is, so I think that necessitated that. Because man, you remember they went out and got Castro Jones and Wild Goose and told Corn Elder and Danny go to the practice squad. So I don't know what was going on there, but boy, that sent a message.
And Danny Johnson can play good.
Yeah,
got it in him to do it, but he did suck.
He sucked in preseason, man. He was terrible. So he must have came in just like, like we say, sometimes the attitude is, I'll build myself up, get my mojo going here in a couple of weeks. And I was like, no, man, get your mojo going now.
Yeah, the speed of the NFL will not wait for you to do that.
Exactly. There's no time for waiting. So, hey, to his credit, Danny went to the practice squad, and now he's coming back up. I like the way he played last year. I remember him filling in for William Jackson when there were injuries and some COVID things, and Danny did great.
He did.
So shocking. And who's our other corner? Fuller.
Oh yeah.
He seems to be treading water now. He didn't get torched. So maybe he's coming around a bit. I mean, my God, if that guy could come back to last year's level of play, God Almighty, could you imagine how good our DBs could be? He's really
pedestrian out there, dude. He's just terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
No effort even. Looks slow.
No, he does. And that's bad when you hope a guy can just play average and not get you killed. A guy that really, he was our number one guy. He was highly rated. PFF just raved about him. He was just overall playing good. I don't get it. So anyway, I just think overall, I like what's, despite injuries and what's going on, I like the team that's probably going to be there on Sunday. And we're at Indianapolis.
Yeah,
it was going to be the Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan Bowl. it's the Sam Ellinger, Taylor Heineke Bowl. Is what it is. Hey man, they got a hell of a running back. He's had a little bit of injury problems, but everything I see, he's practicing in full.
Yeah, he was on limited snaps last week.
Yeah, be ready for that guy, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
If he's at full steam, he's a beast. I mean, he's probably really one of the best running backs in the NFL. Yeah. So he's a guy that you got to contain. Can't let him take over there. Overall, I think this is a team we can take. They do also have their best linebacker, Shaq Leonard. He's been battling injuries, and he's back. So that's a guy who's a problem. He's really good.
Yeah,
So they got a couple good guys coming back.
yeah, that Ngakwe guy.
Yep.
Who else? They got some other guy that just came back. Forget who he is. Some other edge rusher or somebody's back.
Yep.
So I forget his name. But yeah, they're looking full strength. But they're starting a guy that you don't want to sleep on the dude, but he's not throwing an NFL pass. He's pretty green. So if they're willing to take him over Matt Ryan must have shit the bed. Lord have mercy. And they said for the season. They didn't even say they're just going to pull this guy in to see how he plays. They're pretty much saying Matt Ryan's benched for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Yeah. Early stuff that I heard, just rumor stuff, prior to this, weeks ago, is that the players and Matt Ryan, they weren't liking his style, kind of a general kind of chirping at guys and coming in, and it wasn't meshing with the team. They're kind of like, dude, just chill. And of course he did kind of just suck. I mean, tons of interceptions, fumbles up the yin yang. Oh my God,
taking sacks.
Yeah, he was blisteringly bad. So so anyway, let's hope they don't right the ship. But it's going to be a challenge for them. They may rely they might rely on the run a lot, but that plays into our strength. We'll be ready for them. Have everybody there. So I don't know if I'm getting the game. You going to go ahead and stream and just do the Yahoo?
Yeah, we'll do the Yahoo thing again. It was fun having everybody there. Weeze was there. Everybody comes in towards the end when we're winning. I don't mind that. That's a lot of fun. Mountain Man showed up for a minute. Veronica and Chris, of course.
Chris was there.
Guys. So it was a lot of fun. And thank you for calling the few times that you did. That was a lot of fun because you clarified a lot of things that can't be seen.
Yeah.
On the Yahoo thing, and me being behind on my internet, and I put my thing up on the roof, and it fixed all that. So I'll remember that in the future. And
it was good. It was good. I don't know if I'll see if it'd be nice if I could get it, but I think I got lucky this week, so I'll double check it. But either way, I'll be in the chat. We'll monitor the game, and man, if we get 3 in a row, would be amazing.
Yeah, and then. It'll be the Vikings at home. The Vikings are pretty good. So,
they are.
We might have trouble with them. Yes, telling me, no, I'm not going to be able to see it. So I live in Florida, so they're going to show the Bucks or Miami or Jacksonville. There's no way I'm going to see anything else. So
you have to wait till Monday.
Yeah, against the Eagles. Be able to call that one. I'll do it a little bit different than I did the last time. I was kind of half doing the Yahoo thing and half doing the call in the game. I'll probably just go straight to just calling the game. And, if you see Yahoo ahead, then you see Yahoo ahead. But I think I'll just call the game as I watch it. So that's better for me.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. I agree. So. All right, man. Well, like I said, I'll be in the chat room. I'm excited for it. Standard I guess Indy, it's a standard 105 or 125 game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
good deal. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, man. Look for 3 in a row. That would be awesome.
It would be. I think Giants are going out to Seattle, I think.
Go Geno.
Yeah. So I hope Geno and the defense punch them in the face, bring them back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, traveling like that, going into that stadium with them Seahawk fans. The 12 has a way of changing games, and so
yeah.
Good for Geno. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, man. Hey, he bided his time, and he's gone in there, and he's kind of like played a Taylor Heineke kind of role where he manages the team, he manages the role. He can run when he has to run, doesn't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
Not like that last guy they had. Who was that guy? What's his name?
Jackson something. I forget.
Well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he was a big star back then. Yeah. That guy. Yeah.
Well, and Gino never got to play because Dickhead was always playing and would never come out. So, but last year when he hurt his thumb or whatever, Gino got to play for like 3 or 4 games and killed it. He did really good, and then
Yeah.
Russ came back and just dumped the ball again. So, yeah, good for Gino. Good stuff. So
Yeah.
let's hope they do good, and whoever plays the Eagles and whoever plays Dallas. So.
Whoop their ass. All right, man. Well, good. Same time next week. Let's hope we're talking about 3 in a row. Get some good injury news on the injury front. Get some guys back.
Yeah.
Well, if we could just get our stars back, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Go full power on them next few games: Vikings, Eagles, and then we got a couple easy ones. I think Houston, Falcons, that kind of stuff after that. So if we can just take one between the Vikings and the Eagles.
Yep.
At least one, and then roll into them other games. You could be looking at like 6-5 or something like that by the time you get to the bye,
or even more. Sure, you go. Yeah, I mean Atlanta, and then Houston, and you followed by I think like you said, we got the Giants, the bye week. The Giants. I don't think the Giants are as good as their record indicates. They're doing good. I'm not knocking them, but I think that's a stretch of games where we could really, take care of some business.
So, we did it last year on a nice stretch of games. So
we did real good. Beat some good teams. We kept saying that. Hey, come on, man. We beat the Raiders. They went to the playoffs. We beat Tampa. They went to the playoffs. We weren't a joke.
Nope.
It was a good team. So, all right, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right. See you next week.